Frankenstein's got a journal.
Ash, is Vamp explaining? What?
Clown stuck in the house.
Elena side to Damon? Huh?
Do I have your attention?
Yep.
Good. Now let's talk about vampires.
Let's go. Season 5. Hear me out.
At Rebecca's kegger with Elaine and friends, taking shots like Jordan Connor, that is, in the paint like Shaq. Fix it in post. You remember when we drove coast to coast, driving to LA, Cavalier and a U-Haul, even though that car was too small. Whipping around the Grand Canyon, trying not to fall in. Even when we rode, we were still ball in. By the bay, listen to Frank Ocean. Pour some coffee, I'll see you in 10.
Just give me the cue. I'll do whatever you want.
Mo money, mo problems, but I'm counting in the sweet spot. PD's on the track when the beat's hot.
Now let's talk about vampires.
Uh-oh. I didn't have the thing up. Hello, and I'm keeping it in. Welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen literally every episode.
Literally.
I'm the titular PD. Let's just say I put the PD in Van PD, but please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash. Hello, Ash.
Hello, Pete. I'm glad you got your notes up.
Got my notes up, and in fact, we're doing a pre-plug, as we're known to do sometimes.
Let's do it.
Sometimes when I'm champing at the bit or chomping at the bit.
I think it's chomping.
I think it's champing, but I knew that you would think it's chomping.
Oh.
Because I'm more of a person who has seen things
In
written
writing.
down.
Well, I've seen lots of things in writing, but not like old people language like you do.
Right, which we already discussed this morning in private, so we don't need to go back into it, but that's a personal conversation.
Private, oh.
Ash, pre-plug.
Pre-plugs, do it.
If you are listening to this right now on Bloodthirsty Thursday, and it's June 20th is when this episode releases, June 20th, 2024. If you're listening in the future, shove off.
If you're listening weekly and you're on time, here we go.
Yes, or in the month of July. But anyway, July 2024. High Dive Publishing is doing a crowdfunding campaign for All Roads Lead to Dockweiler, Devotions from the Ocean in the City of Angels by Rick Bickerstaff, and companion beachy folk album Golden Coast Summertime by Yonder Breaks.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound like something that we would be a part of?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the book is a nonfiction memoir. It's surfing, it's faith, and fatherhood, nostalgia, all types of things. Mm-hmm. It's by a great writer named Rick Bickerstaff. This guy is multi-talented. He also has a musical album. Yonder Breaks is his band. Golden Coast Summertime is the album. So anyway, we're crowdfunding both at the same time. There's everything from you get the ebook and the album comes with it, all the way up to a surf lesson from Rick.
Wow.
If you're in Los Angeles.
That's cool.
I mean,
at Dockweiler?
yeah,
At the
or
aforementioned beach?
yeah, Dockweiler Beach is the aforementioned beach for sure. I don't know if he'll take you there. I mean, that would make sense.
He probably would.
We're getting mired in the details. However, another perk that has been popular in the past has been a short story written by yours truly.
I know, that's the perk I usually buy.
I have written many short stories for these perks, for Horror from the High Dive or for the Happenstances books. It's always fun to do.
It's so fun. You guys should definitely do that perk. You could get like a Vampire Diaries themed short story written about you.
That's true. These will mainly be beach, surfing, summertime fun themed. But hey, vampires can surf too. We could figure that out.
Why not?
But yeah, whenever someone does this perk, I email them, I talk to them, I get some specifics, and then I write a personalized short story. But the main thing we're doing is selling ebooks, digital albums, paperback books of Rick's projects.
I'm really excited because I usually get to preview your writing projects, and I haven't got to read any of this one, so it will be all new to me. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I've read it many, many times. I've edited it. I've gotten it edited, but We currently have a manuscript. This will serve as a pre-order. You'll get the book, you'll get the album a little later in the year, but we're raising money for it.
Yes.
We have a great cover already, and it's going to be a fun project.
So exciting. So when are people looking at this, Pete?
Thursday. If you're listening to this, you can go start buying perks or whatever it's called. I don't know. We're doing an Indiegogo. Mm-hmm. They do perks over there.
So what will they search on Indiegogo? How do we find it?
Rick Bickerstaff, All Roads Lead to Doc Weiler, Peter Harmon, High Dive Publishing, all the above.
Awesome.
Also, you go to High Dive Publishing on Instagram. There'll be links and
that's true. We can find it on your page.
Posts and stuff like that. If you want to, you'll be able to find it. We all know how the internet. If you found this podcast, you'll be able to find that book.
Good.
Ash.
Yes.
Season 5 is what we're talking about. Episode 17 is what we're talking about tonight.
Yay, we're getting...
we could talk about the book some more if you want to.
No.
I could read some passages.
No, don't
Okay.
spoil it.
No, I won't. But Ash, the title of this episode is Rescue Me, and my big question of the episode is, did you watch the Dennis Leary show about firefighters?
I watched a couple episodes of it, but I did not watch the whole show.
That was a big DVD box set watch for me.
You watched the whole thing?
Did I? I don't remember exactly, because this was in college. I got it from...
I probably watched it just a couple episodes with you when you had the DVDs, and that's all I saw.
It was probably like a Showtime show. It was some kind of premium cable show.
Yeah.
I got the DVD box sets from our college's rental facility.
Tiger Reels.
Okay, I was going to say it, but...
Yeah, it's so good. It's a good name.
But I would get those. I got Nip Tuck. I got...
I did all of Desperate Housewives.
Was it called Huff?
Yeah, I think so. Huff,
Or
yeah.
Hoff or Huff?
Huff.
Anyway, I got all these premium cable shows on DVD.
Yeah, like Showtime and HBO and stuff.
And would watch the seasons. And Rescue Me, from what I remember, was good. And I would still recognize any of those characters if they popped up in other stuff. Those actors.
Those actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched a little bit. It wasn't super memorable for me, but I did. The DVD box sets was like the original binging.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What kind of shows were you watching?
I did Desperate Housewives. This one I borrowed from a friend, but I did The Wire.
Yes, The Wire was a classic DVD set.
They had a DVD set. The OC I have and still own all the DVD sets. Smallville.
I remember seeing Smallville, and I, of course, remember the OC on your shelf.
Yes.
Arrested Development was a big DVD box set.
But yeah, you would just be like, I'm just going to buy this whole show.
I know, it'd be like $50.
It would be like $50 for one show.
I remember I was like, Arrested Development is great. It's only $30. But that's because it was like 10 episodes
I
or
know.
something.
We paid a lot of money for those things. But they would have like extras and interviews and blooper reels and a lot of fun stuff too.
That's true. Ash, I feel like we're talking at double speed, but maybe we're
I don't think so.
Maybe we're just excited. Maybe I'm drinking Brothers Bond. Mm-hmm. But I have some memorable pieces of media, and we'll definitely get to this episode at some point, but memorable pieces of media that I've loaned to people that haven't been returned.
Oh, no.
That I still remember.
Tell us what it was.
Well, one is Arrested Development, I believe season 1.
Not the one that you have signed, I hope.
I don't have that signed.
You have something signed from Arrested Development.
I have Wet Hot American Summer signed by Joe Latrulio, David Wayne, Ken Marino.
I'm pretty sure you have Arrested Development signed.
I have Knocked Up signed by Dr. Ken.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else hasn't been returned, though?
Under the Dome.
Oh, your book?
My copy of it, yeah. By a close friend of ours who just got engaged.
Hey, man.
Which we are not going to... He doesn't listen, I'm sure, and we're not going to put him out there, but...
If you're listening... Give it back.
Send it back.
Give it back.
Reverse wedding gift.
Yeah.
Give me that friggin' book. I think I've since rebought it.
Oops, sorry.
We watched, speaking of shows, we watched that show a little bit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great, and there was a weirdo Andy Samberg on it.
I feel like I liked it because I didn't read the book, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I was mad about it.
Anyways, DVD box sets, original binging. It was expensive, though.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Now you can just turn on your Netflix on your phone
Right?
and watch whatever you want.
We had
actually,
to walk all the way to the rental place or go drive to the store, buy the thing.
we had to put the DVD in the player. Press the button.
When it ran out, you had to get up and change it.
If you fell asleep, you just had the DVD menu on there, and sometimes it would be like da 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 da, whatever the theme song was. But sometimes it would be like, "Helena, I love you." It could be like a crazy
It could be so
quote.
amazing. Yeah.
Like you could just wake up and be like, have the Nip Tuck doctors being
Nip
like,
Tuck was one.
no, I already said that.
Oh.
Being like, clear, be like, I was just trying to dream, not die in surgery. But anyway,
That was a time.
a foregone time.
It's weird.
Even this show is old
I know.
by this point, and yet we're still talking about it
And people are still listening.
for you, the listener.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it.
All right, Ash.
Good segue.
Cold open,
Burr.
hot Atlanta, ironically, in the cold open.
Hot.
Hot Atlanta Hospital. The doppelganger's name is Tom. He's an EMT, Tom Avery. This is Paul Wesley's ER edition. Audition.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He has like a slightly blonder, a little bit longer hair looking style. What do you think about Tom?
They made him look so nice
He is so nice, right?
and kind of nerdy. I said, or Grey's Anatomy, which is more recent, but also old.
It's been on forever.
Stefan is getting his brain squeezed.
I know.
And they're like, oh, we know where Tom's at. Now your friends can go kill him, which is Caroline and Enzo.
Right.
Which I'm only putting this together now.
What?
Stefan is getting his brain broken. Now your friends can go kill him. They were down there to kill him. Oh, yeah. There's this whole Luke and Liv, subplot, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
And then, Witch Hazel, which, lol.
That's funny. True.
Which Witch Hazel and Liv and Luke are all in cahoots,
yeah.
I guess.
But not for long on our end because RIP.
I know, but they were doing it together a long time.
At least the 4 months, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll get into it. All right,
Also, we have very loud pug snores.
We got it all going on. There's one. Damon and Elena are in bed. Her alarm goes off for Jeremy's parent-teacher conference at noon.
Yeah.
That's a late alarm. That's like Ash's summertime alarm.
But I wonder, what time her alarm... His thing is at noon, but, did she wake up at 9? We don't know what time the alarm is. But, yeah.
Oh, I thought she was waking up at noon. It was, at 1 or something.
Maybe. I mean, we didn't say what time she woke up.
Damon's been chilling, waiting for Elena to wake up. They are still broken up.
Even
Allegedly.
though they just hooked up.
Last night was a mistake. Elena goes to leave. Damon does a nude whoosh.
That's funny.
Also, he claims he makes good naked breakfast. Mm-hmm. And then someone says that's not a sausage.
He's being funny and flirty and trying to keep her around and stuff, and she's trying to do the right thing and avoiding him, but she's making good reactions to him being naked and being and keeps looking down. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
She's trying not to become eroticized. Sloane is calling Caroline, who is at lunch with Enzo. They're in Hot Atlanta. The travelers are carrying Stefan around on a stretcher because they keep zapping his brain.
Yes, until he passes out.
Caroline is mad they keep linking Stefan and Tom.
Right. They
Linking-
weren't supposed to.
Linking linking with Tom, that reminds me of college MySpace.
Oh my gosh.
Kept linking with Tom back then. That was before LinkedIn.
Oh my gosh. And we weren't old enough by talking about DVD box sets. We definitely are now.
You remember back in the day when you used to have Tom on your top 8? Caroline is mad.
Just the creator. Like, hey, I made this. I'm going to be everyone's friend.
Right, which I bet Zuckerberg has like billions of Facebook friends, maybe.
Probably. I've never looked at his Facebook page, have you?
Me neither. He's probably like, the latest.
We don't even want to know.
Okay.
He probably has a lot of friends.
Poking function is live. All right. Caroline is mad. She'll kill Sloane, too. Because Sloane's pissing her off. Mm-hmm. Damon is drinking Brothers Bond at the grill. Ty is there with Matt. They say that Matt's been working there for 3 years, but what they don't say is continuously. There's one of those things that's like a flap of number of days without a Matt.
Yeah.
And it's at like 1,000.
And there's that one spot on the counter that's wiped away.
He just wipes the thing. Damon is bragging about being intimate with Elena. Mm-hmm. That's definitely what I wrote. He's doing drunk exposition. I said bony. All right, the witch, Liv, Super Bowl 54, rolls up.
You hate the name Liv because it just looks like Roman numerals to you?
Yeah, and I put it in caps.
You did? Oh, okay.
I put them in caps the first time you see them.
Just like a
screenplay.
Oh, I didn't know you did that in your notes.
Yeah, because it jumps out at you.
Smart. I didn't hear what you said about them, though.
Liv rolls up and buys a bottle of gin.
Oh, yeah.
And leaves. She doesn't buy a bottle of leaves.
No.
She buys a bottle of gin.
And shout out to your grandparents who used to love drinking gin.
Yep, BYO gin. Damon.
And when you say the name Jen, you sound like you're saying gin also.
Gin. Ginny. Damon leaves as well, speaking of leaves. Jeremy.
A bottle of leaves.
Jeremy rolls in to talk to Liv. She has the gin and the leaves. All right, Elena is at Jeremy's parent-teacher conference. She does exposition to Bonnie on the phone. They don't know where Stefan is. Elena was intimate with Damon, etc. Luke, capitalized, rolls in. Who's Catherine's cute BFF.
Rolls into where Bonnie is, not at the conference.
Oh, yeah. Where's Bonnie at? The school, I guess?
Yeah.
Whitmore?
Just like a little lounge moment. A little study lounge.
Mm-hmm. I'm always confused about that college because, like, Elena later in the episode was like, I'm packing up. I was like, where's she going to go? And when she woke up in the other one, I was like, well, where the heck is this? Some weird hospital or something?
It's funny because they're not there all the time, and they haven't like given us a good like visual layout of what room runs into which.
We haven't seen the exterior of their dorm or anything.
No, we've seen like the quad-ish and like that.
In the Augustine house or whatever.
But we haven't seen how anything like is in relationship.
No.
So it is just like if they're not in a place you already know, they're at Whitmore.
Yeah. Truly, every time she's at Whitmore, I'm like, I don't know.
Where is this?
And, yeah.
That's really funny.
Literally, I was like, her house burned down. Like,
where's she going to go?
Yeah.
Then she's like, I'm going back to the
She's going to live with Jeremy at the big-ass house that Ty was talking about.
I know, when Tyler was talking about that, he was like, I'm leaving. He's leaving one mansion to go to another mansion.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
All right.
So sad.
Bonnie wants to set Elaine up with Luke, but Damon is more of Luke's type.
Yeah, the Bonnie's like, oh.
Allegedly. We don't know Luke's type. We just know he is probably not attracted to Elena. Elena is not Jeremy's primary contact at school anymore.
Yeah, because she was MIA.
Damon is.
Wasn't that nice, though, that Damon stepped up into that role?
Yes, he uses it as in a shady way, but...
He does, yeah.
But probably the initial thought was nice.
Right, but if, like, Elena was still Catherine or whatever, he would have just gone to this conference probably, right?
Mm-hmm. Caroline is at the hospital with Enzo. They're looking for Tom to put him on their top 8. They do exposition about trusting each other. Enzo had the antidote, etc. Enzo wants a new murder buddy, but he's joking, but serious.
Joking but serious, yeah.
And then he's like, that's that British humor. And I was like, he's British? I mean, I knew he had some sort of accent, but maybe that's just...
That surprised you?
Yeah, I don't know. What was he doing? What was he talking about? Enzo is hitting on Caroline, it seems like. She reminds him of someone who worked for the Augustines, Maggie. Mm-hmm. Which we saw her in a flashback, probably.
He definitely talks about her.
All right. I said, this nerd doctor doesn't know where Tom is. He was a bad actor in the flashback, I said. Remember in the flashback,
Yeah.
he was like, what?
I know, he was bad in both scenes,
Yeah.
that guy.
He was like, yeah, Tom, pain in my ass.
Pain in my ass.
Best damn EMT. It's like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, he was the pain in your ass because he, like, did stuff, like, off the book, but he saved people's lives.
I guess. I couldn't see through the acting of this guy. Just
Yeah, he was bad.
being a jerky. All right, Stefan wakes up. He's been traveling with the travelers. Right?
Sound like you said trampolining.
He's been trampolining with the trampoliners.
Trampoliners is a really funny word.
They're like, Marcos. They all have a little one.
Exercise trampoline.
Yeah, have you ever seen those trampoliners that are going real fast and they have the little handlebar?
Yeah, that's what I said.
They're crazy. All right,
We're also crazy.
they're outside Mystic Falls to meet Marcos, the aforementioned Marcos. Ash,
What?
whatever happened? We didn't really see Silas's scary face, right? We saw it just for a second, and then he became
He
Stefan.
was just Stefan.
Are we gonna get another regular dude as Marcos?
Oh, you're worried that Marcos is not gonna be scary.
I don't think he's gonna be scary because we just saw looked like a brown-haired man.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for this.
Silas had potential of looking like an old craggly rock guy.
I know. Well, he was like decrepit, you know, but
Yes, desiccated, decrepit.
but only for a moment.
And who was that? Was that Stefan in a bunch of craggly makeup?
I actually have never looked that up.
It was probably just some other guy because it didn't have to be his voice.
It didn't have to be. Yeah.
Marcos
That's a good question.
Marcos popped out of the other side by having like 50 travelers firebomb Bonnie, and he's just gonna look like a swarthy gentleman. That's my Pete-diction.
Yeah, he should at least be like on fire, like have like a flame halo or something because he came from people burning themselves up.
That'd be cool. Or also Pete-diction, he can like make flames go around his hands, kind of like.
He can wield the.
Kind of like
fire energy.
He's got fire energy, kind of like Jean Grey or something in the video games. Mm-hmm. All right, we're getting ahead of
I
ourselves.
can't tell you much though. I'm just saying.
Caroline calls Sloane, puts Stefan on the phone. Stefan can't remember anything. All right, so Sloane has to dip her hands in blood and then put it on his temples to do this?
Yeah.
I thought she was pressing in there and then his head would start bleeding.
That's what it looks like until they show this bucket. Until they show the bucket, it does just look like she's pressing him so hard that like his skin is starting to bleed. But actually, she's just dipping her hands in this blood bucket.
Those are both gross options. But,
It's better for Stefan that it's not coming out of his temples.
I know, but somehow it's grosser to, like, dip your hand in blood and put it on my face.
You would not like that.
I don't like either thing, but, like, you're dipping your hand in a bucket of blood and putting it on my face. I'd rather just be bleeding out of my temple. But no one do either of those things to me, please. All right. They do the linking thing again. Now he sees a lady. Hazel's friend Trish. So Hazel walks up and says, "You saved my friend Trish." Is like, we don't see Trish.
We saw Trish in the original flashback when he put the like pen. You know, they always put like a pen in there to open up their lungs.
Yeah.
It has a special name, I forget.
Tracheotomy.
Probably. But a tracheotomy goes in your neck. But this one's like in your rib cage, like in your lungs.
The doctor said I need a bacchiotomy.
What?
Nothing. Okay, so he saved her life by putting the pen in there. Yeah. You put it in there and then the lung reinflates.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It gets to have air.
Probably all the doctors watch those scenes are like,
I know.
don't do that, guys. I said, he looks like a big nerd in these flashbacks, Tom.
Yeah, but I think this Tom doppelganger Stefan is kind of like what Stefan would be like if he didn't have the trauma of being a vampire and killing a bunch of people.
Yeah, he'd just be a nice guy.
He'd just be a nice guy.
So Hazel says an address, 6643 Peachtree Drive.
Peachtree Drive.
Stefan's like, he's a good person, don't do it. To Caroline.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking some blood tonight.
Blood. Damon is Jeremy's primary contact, as we know. He's complaining about being on the PTA, talking about just different silly stuff.
He's just flirting with Elena.
Damon tells Elena he saw Jeremy and Liv together.
Mm-hmm.
The guidance counselor comes in. Jeremy has missed 11 days of school.
Yeah.
He's been in fights. He's been cheating in math class.
Mm-hmm.
Problems in school are rooted in problems at home, Ash. This guidance counselor is really taking Damon and Elena to task.
I am proud of her.
Yeah?
Because
Speak on that.
This is true. A lot of behaviors that happen at school are rooted in what happens either at home or what doesn't happen at home.
Oh, for sure.
But in this culture of education right now, it's all about pleasing parents and this and that. And like, no, not very often does administration or counselors or teachers have the authority to say those things, because then the parents will like file a complaint or they will post them on blast on social media or different stuff. So it's really hard for educators to speak plainly, like, what is going on at home? This might be contributing to what's happening at school, without parents being like, all right, well, I'm going to get you fired.
Well, and also Elena, at least Elena listens and is like,
she says we'll do better.
yeah, which I feel like that's probably another thing that parents
No,
would
it's
rather
not.
listen to their 8-year-old child
Exactly.
than listen to an administrator with 20 years of experience. Like,
And several degrees.
but my 8-year-old said that something was unfair. It's like, well, my 8-year-old also like says a lot of dumb stuff all the time.
Eats like dirty popcorn off of the ground.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm gonna believe the educated adult personally.
Right, but a lot of people don't.
No.
And then a lot of educators can't really speak freely. We have to kind of be like, well, it would be nice if you... So
And that's really what this episode is about.
she was like, you need to do better.
Yeah.
And I just like, man, if I could tell some parents that they need to do better, that'd make my job a lot easier.
Ash, Jeremy needs a stable environment, we already said.
Yeah.
But it's true.
But
People
he
need
can't.
stable environments where vampires aren't running around and hybrids are doing this and that.
Right, and people are getting their necks snapped and like different.
And
They're
they're-
dying all the time.
And they're going to bed at a reasonable hour, having protein in the morning.
Exactly.
Jeremy
Take
needs
their
all.
vitamins.
Jeremy needs all of that. Mm-hmm. Caroline and Enzo go to 6643 Peachtree Drive. This lady Hazel is just zoned out in there. That was one of the scariest shots of the show that I've ever seen.
It was scary, yeah. Because it's like really abrupt. They just open the door really quick.
Yeah.
And she's just there with her eyes all white,
Yeah, that was scary.
like just zoned out.
I said zoned out also in my notes.
Oh, yeah, she's totally zoned out.
She's zoned out. She's a witch. They can't get in the house. But then Enzo kills her. He like throws a rock at her head or something.
The doorknob.
Oh.
He takes the doorknob off, and he was like, I
yeah.
can solve this problem. And it impales her forehead really
Yeah.
gruesomely.
Every once in a while, this is a Kevin Williamson joint, and there's just some gore going on.
I wonder if he tried to push for way more gore than what we see, and they just gave him a little bit.
I don't know. Season 5, if I was Kevin Williamson, I would be on an island somewhere just chilling.
Just like do whatever.
Yeah, just like, yeah, send me the episode, I'll give you notes. And then cue the ukulele music. Just kidding. If I had a show, I would be really good at doing it all the time.
Give him a show
Yeah.
so we can go to an island.
No, I'd be all over it. Yeah, Witch Hazel is in there. And in hindsight, I know now that she was like, what was she doing? Like hypnotizing Tom or something?
Yeah, there was like one sentence where Liv is on the phone with Luke telling him that Hazel was trying to keep the doppelganger safe. Time for plan B or something. She said it
Yes.
so fast, but yeah, she was just keeping him like asleep basically, like a medically induced coma.
Yeah.
So that he isn't up and around and no one can find him. I don't know why she had to be zoned out.
I know.
To do that,
Was
but
she
I
doing
guess-
that for
is
4 months also?
Maybe that was the spell that was keeping him under, but after she died, he was still under, at least for a little bit.
Oh, and now.
She had all that, like, salt ropes on the ground. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. But then that didn't keep him safe anymore, so.
No. Luke notices Bonnie. The witch Hazel comes to her because she's just dead and Bonnie's the anchor.
Right.
So she sees Luke just sitting there and she's like, tell him we failed. And then she walks through Bonnie. She knows Luke. Tell Luke we failed. I was putting
Oh,
together.
yeah, this is who. Actually, she's saying it to Luke, not Liv.
She's saying it to Bonnie to tell Luke.
Right.
She was trying to hide the doppelganger with magic or something, I said. Yeah. Liv and Jeremy are talking about spells. They do a like silence, cone of silence type spell so that Ty can't hear them.
Yeah, with his vamp hearing.
Ty says that Liv is hot, weird hot.
That's not very
Jeremy
nice.
is a hunter, so can't be mind controlled by travelers. So Liv can trust him. Have we heard? Do we know that? Do we know that travelers can't be controlled? Wait, hunters can't be controlled by travelers?
I think they're saying it for the first time right now.
Okay. There's a witch rumor that the travelers are up to something big. I had a nickel for every time.
This episode does, I think, for the first time, really talk about the difference between travelers and witches, and
They need to talk more about it because
Yeah.
I don't know the difference.
they're not good at explaining it. But I think it's the first time that someone is like really asking, like, wait, what? Aren't they the same?
All right, all these travelers are going to Mystic Falls. Your friends are right. The world really does revolve around Elena. So all these people who are all pressed about Elena, they're right because she's the key in a way.
They want and to be she's the last doppelganger female.
Yes. Liv gets a text. Luke says, go to plan B. She leaves. Jeremy was plan A. Ty whooshes over. She spells him away. She's not a newbie witch. She's powerful.
Yeah, not a newbie witch, by the way.
Yeah, she was just faking when she couldn't light those candles, and then she did light those candles later.
Yeah, we knew she wasn't a newbie witch.
Elena and Damon are at the high school. Damon thinks Jeremy is cheating on Bonnie with Liv.
I know, what a big assumption, by the way. Just because they were sitting together at the grill.
With a fresh, uncracked bottle of gin, let me see you crack the seal.
I mean, why did he have to assume that he was cheating on Bonnie?
I don't know.
I mean, there was the fact that Jeremy didn't go home. That part is weird. But, I mean, he can sit down with someone else. It's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Damon's just making drama.
He is making drama. He wants to get freaky in the high school also, speaking of making drama.
Yeah, he does.
Enzo and Caroline.
That was still a pretty hot scene, though.
We're not there yet.
When he pushes her up against the thing.
We're not there yet. He accidentally turns on the Bunsen burner. All right, with his buns. All right, Enzo and Caroline are at the house with the dead witch. There's a dead witch in there. All right. Enzo doesn't think Caroline will be able to kill Tom. They hear a telltale heart. Tom is hooked up to an IV. He was off the grid for 4 months. 4 months. 4 months ago, Silas died. Another Stefan doppelganger was Silas. So 4 months ago, Silas died. So they're like, oh no, Silas died, so we got to get this boy off the grid.
Yeah, because there's just one more left.
Caroline puts her hands on his throat.
Yeah, she's about to choke him out.
But he wakes up. She compels him to trust her. She runs and snaps Enzo's neck.
Yeah, that's a fun little surprise.
Not Tom's.
She looks like she's about to go get Tom, and then she's like, hee, Enzo, psh.
Bonnie says, you're Liv's twin brother and a witch to Luke. Is Luke a witch or a warlock or whatever?
They say that in really quickly, but the correct would be warlock in this land of things.
Bonnie gets a call from Jeremy. He thinks she's at trouble, I said. I was typing fast. He thinks she's at trouble.
She's at trouble.
Liv is up to something. Elena is important to the travelers. He has to find Elena. Luke makes like a tree and leaves.
A bottle of leaves.
He makes like a bottle of leaves and gets the gin out of there. Elena and Damon are in a classroom. They make out. She's dreaming in the chemistry class. He puts his buns against the Bunsen burner.
It's funny that she's fantasizing right next to him. It kind of makes you think that he's giving her those thoughts. Like, you know how they do that sometimes?
Yeah.
But he's not. It's all on her own.
Mm-hmm. She leaves. She goes to the slop sink, Ash. It's the slop sink in shop class.
Mm-hmm.
Liv is there. Liv wants to kill Elena. Throws her against the wall, grabs a stake. Her coven wanted to protect her.
Right.
But not anymore. Right?
No, the plan B or whatever is happening.
You can't just casually name drop your coven. We haven't seen your coven.
That's true. What else was I going to say? Oh, it's interesting that they put this scene in this shop class.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. Like, we know they're in a high school. There's different kinds of stuff, but to be a vampire in a shop class is a good ruse.
You could put in the home ec class, garlic is in there.
These vampires haven't said they can't eat garlic.
They really haven't. There's been so little garlic play in this.
Yeah, and we know they can look in the mirror, so.
They do it all the time. Damon runs in and saves Elena. Tom is eating waffles. He hasn't had a meal in 4 months, Ash.
Oh my gosh.
So he's going to make it back in waffles.
Also, he's really bad at eating these waffles. He's just basically like cutting them up and smushing them the whole time.
Wesley doesn't want to eat all that gluten.
No, he's like, I'm not eating these waffles.
He's just cutting
them really
he's
bad.
Stabbing the fork a lot.
Yeah.
He's acting.
It's bad, though. I'm, like, annoyed that he's not successfully eating these waffles.
Mm-hmm, they look good. All right, he's talking to Caroline about Hazel kidnapping Him,
Tom?
I guess. Yeah. He's
Himself,
super
yeah.
nice. She feels bad. I said Caroline wants to become intimate with this Stefan.
Well, at least he's like not Elena's ex-boyfriend. You know?
Right, but same idea.
No.
She likes the real one too. All right. He starts choking, but she was just imagining it like, oh, it'd be so easy if he just choked to death.
But then she's just looking around and not saving him. That would be weird.
She tries to compel him to be happy in some other town.
And he does look happy just hearing, you're going to be happy and you're going to get on a train. He's like, okay.
I like trains. Their vice gripping Liv's hands, Ash.
Yeah, they don't really show it, though. You just know it's happening. They
They'll-
should have shown it.
Well, slow down. They'll kill her if she does magic. So if she, like, starts saying Latin.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
have to
say-
have her hands out of the way so she can't do magic, because you do magic, like, with your hands, and then they're like, if you start chanting, you're out.
They need info. Elena and Damon are having, like, a relationship argument around Liv, and she's like, just kill me already.
That's how she sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Just kill me already. Hey. Elena is the last female doppelganger. The travelers will use you. The witches can't let that happen. Yeah, there's a difference between them in some kind of way. We don't know.
Well, the travelers travel.
Witches.
The witches use nature. The travelers don't.
Jeremy comes in and
That's all
says,
they say in this episode, really.
if you kill Liv, you gotta kill me too. So Jeremy makes a big stand for Liv.
Which is silly because Damon's like, she's just trying to kill Elena. Usually he comes in trying to save Elena. He's like, wait, what are you doing?
Luke and Matt and Ty show up at the same time. Luke is there to save Liv. Ty stops him from doing magic. Intercut with Jeremy saving Liv, and that will somehow keep Elena safe. Elena then gives Jeremy a hard time about school.
Right. Like, now's the time.
Right.
But okay.
It's like when you see kids, like, when you see, like, parents arguing with their kids at, like, the grocery store or whatever. It's like, do it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But,
Get the groceries, get in the car, and then yell at them.
exactly, yeah. So they do the Elena-Damon fight in front of Liv, and then they do the Jeremy-Elena fight in front of Liv. It was like, what's going on?
Drama.
How is Jeremy supposed to care about school when he's got crazy stuff going on in his life? Elena and Damon leave. Elena trusts Jeremy. Liv and Luke are now arguing in private. It's like, I think Jeremy's there too. Jeremy says there's a plan C. Yeah, he's there too. Help Elena all stop the travelers. I said Jeremy has hunter skills like Napoleon Dynamite has like bow staff skills.
Yeah.
Which Jeremy hasn't done hunter stuff in a long time.
No.
So it's like, oh, you got those hunter skills?
Right. He hasn't been hunting.
No. Matt and Ty are down for it too, though.
Yeah. And I like Luke is like, oh, more townies about them. Which Matt, yes, is a townie, but Ty is a hybrid.
From town.
I know, but like...
But also, townie, you usually don't think of a townie as one of the founders of the town who's in a mansion.
Right.
Townie is usually low status.
Yeah, and even like, I think he's saying it too, like, these guys aren't going to be helpful, but...
Right.
But Ty
But he's
is a hybrid. That's a big deal.
Yeah. And to go along with that, like, so what? Luke, you're out of state going to Whitmore? Like, what's up with that?
Right.
They had a great, I don't know, whatever your studying program, so you had to pay out-of-state tuition to go to Whitmore?
Probably he had to come to... Well, I just won't even say anything.
Tell me. All right. Enzo walks up and kills Tom in front of Caroline. He does it with the quickness.
Oh, I know. So sad. Poor Tom.
He cut a deal to save Maggie's life.
Right. So he didn't do it to save Stefan.
He'll do whatever it takes for the people he loves.
That's what everyone on this show says all the time.
Damon is drinking Brothers Bond.
Cheers.
Elena thinks guidance counselor Mrs. Douglas was right.
She was.
Elena and Damon are bad for Jeremy. Jeremy walks in. He's going to go stay with Matt and Ty. He should have moved out a long time ago. Elena says she'll be more involved in his life. She'll call him every day, Ash.
I mean, part of it that she wasn't involved was because she was literally, her body was taken over by someone else.
Right.
And I feel like she does get involved when she can, but she is in college. So, like, how much is she going to be able to keep track of his stuff anyways?
Yeah.
Even if she wasn't a vampire, blah, 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 you know?
Right. She's not a good primary contact. I mean,
Matt would be better because he lives in town and he's not doing supernatural
but he's like
stuff all the
3
time.
years older than him or something.
Yeah,
like,
but he's the same age as Elena.
like this 19-year-old is going to be the contact for this 16-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
Damon is supposed to
hundreds.
be what to the town? In his 20s in heavy
Yeah.
quotation marks?
He's supposed to be in like his early 20s.
This young bachelor who's mid-30s but actually hundreds
It's my sister's ex-boyfriend is my
weird dad.
whatever it's called.
Primary contact.
Yeah, but there's
Father figure.
No.
Guardian.
Yes.
All right. At the Traveler junkyard, Caroline says she failed and is tired and cranky. I mean, she didn't really fail because the guy is dead.
Yeah, but she didn't do it herself.
She could not kill Tom to save Stefan, but Stefan is still a prisoner.
Yeah, the travelers didn't say that he could leave. Like, they said that he was going to be able to.
Enzo killed Tom. Stefan wants to sleep. He was tortured all day. They're going to break out,
That's how
though,
I feel.
together. Stefan knew Caroline couldn't kill Tom all along. They're having flirtations, I said. Elena's packing, moving back to campus, which this was I was like, she's packing. I was like,
Where is she going?
another person on the streets. Like, so sad, it's an epidemic. And then she was like, I'm going back to campus. I was like, oh, yeah.
She's got a room there.
2 or 3 bedroom. She and Damon are bad.
They use the word
For each
bad
other.
all the time. And
When they're
it's
together,
annoying.
they do bad things.
We're bad. We're bad for each other. You are bad with me, and I'm bad with you, and we're bad at taking care of Jeremy. We're so bad.
I said Elena has a speech this time. Usually it's Damon with the I'm bad. But this is a let me go speech. He kisses her, Damon, and says travel safe.
Yeah, but she thinks he's about to like kiss her and try to woo her again. But he just kisses her on the forehead, which was sweet.
Bonnie calls Jeremy. She misses him. She's confused. Stefan and Caroline are snuggling.
But she doesn't talk to Jeremy. She just leaves a message. By the way. Yes, Stefan and Caroline are snuggling. Yeah.
The travelers start chanting. They have buckets of blood. They're drinking Stefan and Elena's blood.
What a weirdo.
They got all that blood from that bucket, like when they chanted at them in that house.
They must have gotten their blood when we didn't see.
Well, but they did get blood from them in that house. Remember, they chanted them in the corner?
Yeah, they did. But I feel like they wanted to get more blood.
They probably got blood all the time.
Because they kept being like, I only need Stefan alive for his blood, not his brain.
They're chanting about
Maybe they didn't need more blood. Maybe they just when they chanted them in the corner, that was there. And they saved it the whole time. And that's what they were putting on Stefan's head.
That'd be some bad blood. They're chanting about Marcos. They burn a guy, and then they all light on fire. The travelers roll up to Bonnie to go through her as the anchor. I said, that's crazy.
I know. And also they all sacrifice themselves like that.
She passes out. A shadow comes out of her. I said, it's probably Marcos. That's my Pete.
That's a good guess.
Ash.
But you don't think he's going to be scary. You think he's going to just be Rex.
He looked just like a curly-haired, probably handsome guy. He might, like, wear a tunic instead of a regular shirt. Like, yes, I am from
before.
beyond or before or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And now Bonnie is just passed out.
Before how you say T-shirts.
How do you say? All right, Pete, how many fangs?
Probably like 1.73.
I'm gonna go like a 1.6.
Okay. All right. Fair.
I did like the lighting in some of these scenes, like in the school and stuff. And there's some different sets, which were fun. But I also like when it's just OG Mystic Falls.
I do like that stuff is up and running, and I'm interested in Liv and Luke. What's going on? These witches. What's up with that coven? The travelers are irking me.
Yeah.
Flirtations between Caroline and Stefan.
Oh, what do you think about that?
It's inevitable.
Are you a supporter? Are you a Steroline stan?
Steroline? Nah.
Or Clareline?
What?
Klaus?
Oh. Steroline or Clareline?
Yeah.
Why isn't that Keffin or Klaus? Carolaus.
Carolaus is...
Stefan and Caroline v. Klaus Caroline. It is messed up that Caroline was with Klaus.
Yeah.
If Klaus didn't kill Ty's mom, I would get it. I would understand, you know.
The painting that did it for you.
Yeah, she painted her a horse. You know, that's
Now, you still haven't painted me a horse.
I know, I'm working on it.
If you painted me a horse, I would die laughing. It would probably be so bad.
Yeah, it'd be so good. The killing the other guy's mom is a big deal breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I'm old-fashioned.
But what about your best friend's ex-boyfriend doppelganger destined to be together?
Best friend... What? Say it again. Best friend's...
Oh, I don't know.
Ex-boyfriend doppelganger fair game.
Destined to be together.
Yeah, but there's another version? Perfect.
No, but they killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be with Tom, to be with Stefan.
So now she's with the real one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Tom would have been the perfect one.
Tom would have been great.
Yeah, it'd be like...
It'd been like, well, I know it's a little awkward, but he's different.
Look, I know you have the thing with Stefan. It's not weird at all, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is Caroline.
It's like if they were twins.
Yeah, I don't like Stefan. It's Tom.
Yeah.
They're different. But obviously it's not different at all.
It's not different.
It's like, I love Stefan, she would say. I mean, she would.
But but I'm saying this.
Now that Tom is dead,
Yeah.
going with your best friend's ex-boyfriend, yeah, I mean, in some circles, that's a no-no.
Right. They're both no-goes for Caroline.
Caroline doesn't have a great track record.
No.
Maybe
Unlucky in love, shall we say.
She's very, like, type A or whatever in a lot of aspects in life, but love?
Type F.
I don't know what type. She ain't got no type.
All right, Pete, what are your Pete-dictions? You're just
All
annoying.
right, Marcos. Marcos is coming to town.
His fancy shirt on.
Yeah, he's got a tunic on. Luke and Liv. I honestly don't know. So Marcos, obviously, why are all these travelers down to die? I mean, I wonder if it all circles back around to like these doppelgangers. None of them should be alive. Maybe. So it's like a maybe I won't explain this well at all at this moment. But like like the Matrix. It turned out this sort of like spoiler alert for the Matrix. It's kind of like Neo was a virus in the system, and so all those Mr. Smiths were like trying to get this anomaly out of there because Neo was going to break people out of the Matrix ultimately, and all these Mr. Smiths did not want that. You know what I'm saying? So Neo was a good guy to like us, the viewer, but to the program, he was bad. I wonder if like Elena, I wonder if the doppelgangers are like bad for the system, and there has to be all this magic stuff to like have them die, but they keep living because we like them because they're the main characters.
Yeah, right, true.
Is this resonating?
I
at all?
like that you're trying to draw a parallel between this and the Matrix, and that makes sense to you. But I can't really say anything either way,
Right,
and also I'm still confused by the Matrix.
Yeah.
So, but that's good for you that you're thinking
But
about it and figuring it out.
here's my question, and don't answer it.
Okay, you can ask it though.
Episode 22, season 8, whatever. Stefan and Elena, the last doppelgangers, die. Does Mystic Falls finally have peace?
Good question.
That might be my ultimate Pete-diction.
That's a very good one. And so what do you think? What do you think? You think yes?
And, well, maybe if I were to say the whole thing, looking at it from like a friggin' bird's eye view or whatever, but I don't know if they zoomed out like that. Or if they're just like, oh no, there's another Deus Ex Machina like cure, and now they're humans and they get to live for like 50 years as like real humans and whatever.
We'll just have to keep
And
watching.
they have baby kids that aren't doppelgangers, and that's the thing, or whatever. You know, Jeremy's like, I'm an uncle now. I'm from New York.
He went and lived in New York, and now he's got an
I think he
accent.
does have sort of a New York. I gave it to Liv earlier, but
Someone.
hey,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that kind of went a little further down the line than I expected. But
By the
that's
time we
okay.
get to that episode, I will not remember this Pete-diction whatsoever, but try and remind me that I said.
I'm trying to remember that you said that they'll die and there will be peace in Mystic Falls, and Jeremy will have a New York accent.
Yes. Those are some major Pete-dictions right there.
All right. We did it.
All right, so
Did I ruin my hair?
nope, looks great. Go to Indiegogo, type in High Dive Publishing, Rick Bickerstaff, Doc Weiler, books.
Go to Pete's Instagram.
Go to @High Dive Publishing.
Publishing.
And hey, let's make this crowdfunding campaign a success.
Let's do it.